Hi, I'm Britney Arnold, and I'm applying for Ed Prep. This is fall of 2017. So I struggled in school with science. It all started in fifth grade whenever my fifth grade science teacher really was adamant about passing the tax test. So every activity that we did was with a textbook, with a tax workbook, and she had kind of the tone and kind of the persona that if you were not getting it right then, that you were not going to get it at all. So whether that was force and energy or the water cycle, that if you did not understand it that day, that you were going to struggle on the test. So I started having test anxiety, and we always just worked for trying to pass a star. So I started having a closed mindset because I need someone personally to be encouraging and to have a warm environment. So I started struggling in science in fifth grade, and I really never stopped from when I graduated high school, and it kind of carried over to beginning sciences in college. So I would want to change this experience for my future students by having more hands-on activities, by gradually learning and encouraging my students to ask questions and to test what's just in the book. Just keep on doing activities and to work through it. So I would just really encourage my students to never give up in something that they might struggle in, because you might be really good at it later. A teacher that really impacted me, though, was my 8th grade algebra teacher, Miss Rex. And I remember the first day of school, I walked in huge letters, she had the class of 2012. And that was the first time we'd ever seen our graduating class or anything like that. And from day one, her environment was one where mistakes are appreciated and cherished. So math is not the easiest subject in the world for a lot of people, but with her, we got to work in teams. We got to go up on the board. It was always a discussion. Her curriculum was tough, but she cared about us. So if we made mistakes, we were A-okay. I never had any doubts about like the tax test or her test, because I always knew that there was backup, that she always had our backs with whatever we were doing in that class. So I strive to be a teacher like her that pushes her students, but when they do fall back or they don't understand something, that I'm there to help them, to get them back up. A strength of mine, I believe, I got to work in college teaching ISD for 4 years and be a para and work for the after school program. So I feel like having that experience in the classroom kind of gives me a leg up in some of my classes. I am very motivated and dedicated. And I think that that is a great strength, because I want to succeed and I want my students to succeed. So I'm okay with trial and error. I'm okay with adapting my lesson plans. I want the best, and I'm not going to stop until I get there for my students. I love that Texas gives us our expectations, and that as teachers, we know what we need to do to help our students succeed. And I just am always going to be dedicated to getting my students there and to pushing them to do their best. But a weakness of mine is probably I haven't really worked with special needs students, and I look forward to field experience where I'm able to see how to adapt lesson plans for students with dyslexia or students with hearing disabilities, and just kind of have that opportunity that I haven't had before, because my classroom is going to have those students, and I'm going to have to know how to adapt my lesson plans and to make it work for them, and to get into their learning style and kind of get to know them better. So I would love to start working with special needs students during my field experience. And I believe that a relationship with your students should be one of mutual respect. I am a very caring and loving person, and I want my future students to feel valued in my classroom. I want my environment to be one where it's warm. And kind of back to Miss Rex, how she kind of made it known that mistakes are valued and that you grow from that. And I want my students to know that, and I want to have jobs in my classroom. I want them to be able to discuss and to respect each other, and just know that this room is a place where they can grow. And social media, I wouldn't really have any relationship with them on social media or their parents, I believe that there's a lot of beneficial apps that students and teachers are using this day. So if that was an occurrence, then I would only communicate with them throughout the app and with their parents throughout the app, because I feel that email and parent-teacher conferences pretty much covers our relationship, and I just want my parents to feel welcome to communicate and to come into our classroom, and I want my students to be comfortable and ready to learn as well. Thank you so much, and see you later.